Okay. Here we are. Happy Tuesday. We are going to be reading from Days of Darkness by yours truly, a collection of insights that brought forth light from some of the dark challenges in my early 20s. This is a kind of new situation because I usually do a live video on my phone for Instagram, but there have been some changes. So it's just going to be me today. And I would still like you to share your thoughts in the comments, get your feedback, let me know what you're thinking. And I hope that you still enjoy it as we go through. So today, I believe we are reading Lesson 22, Misaligned Attraction. Yes, and this is a 2-pager. And also a reminder that this is also a coloring book. So if you have a creative tendency, if you know someone who enjoys honoring their inner child, get this book for them. You can go to my website, vzspaces.com, or you can slide into my DMs and let me know. And as we navigate through some of these deeper chapters, I invite you to pause, take a breath, get some water, check in with yourself. If anything triggers you or activates you, brings anything up for you, I definitely respect you honoring yourself, and I ask that you hold space for grace for me as I also process and honor myself in real time. And so I'd like to start with doing the author's note in the dedication. So we'll jump right into it because I know there's a certain time limit for the real situation. So we will honor that. Okay. Author's note. This is a work of nonfiction. The events and experiences detailed herein have been described from the author's memory to the best of the author's ability. This publication is designed to provide personally experienced information in regard to the subject matter covered. It is sold with the understanding that the author is not engaged in rendering psychological, financial, legal, or other professional services. If specific expert assistance or counseling is needed, the services of a competent professional in that field should be sought. Yes, I do offer community spaces that are healing. I am a spiritual coach. I can support you with building a personal practice and connecting with your inner divinity, connecting with your inner child. However, I am not a psychologist. I am not going to diagnose you. I'm not going to give you any pills. I am not a legal advisor. I am not a business coach. I am not a marriage counselor. If there's anything in this that inspires you to take action, I invite you to use your own personal discernment. And if you are looking for support, you can reach out to me and we can see if I can support you. And if not, I will definitely refer you to some excellent people that I do know who are licensed in certain things and have certain expertise. Okay? So yes, parental advisory content warning. Topics of suicide and depression, some sexually suggestive situations, and strong language. Dedication. This book is dedicated to all the younger versions of me. She is the giant upon whose shoulders I stand. Without her strength, perseverance, and resilience, I wouldn't be able to stand as tall as I do today. I love you, little me. Also, thank you to the virtual mentors who have poured light into my mind and heart. Your decision to be a light keeper in this world has saved millions of lives, including mine. And of course, special shout out to Lisa Nichols and the Motivating the Masses campus. I would not have even written this book if I hadn't gone to Speaking Right in 2018 and then Speaking Right again in 2024. And actually got the book done and together and published. So respect and appreciation for Lisa Nichols in particular. And also shout out to the beautiful people in my community: Leah Abraham, Jorge Ernesto, Lisa May LeBlanc, Val Dupree, Stacey Henry Carr, Raymel Bentley, so many beautiful souls that are out here doing this healing work and offering a space for the world to come to itself, for people in the world to come to themselves, their divinity, and heal and just live richer lives. Amen. So yes, today I'm reading chapter 22, lesson 22, Misaligned Attraction. Pausing for the thumbnail. Okay. Love is one of the highest energetic frequencies in the universe. Popular culture has developed many ideas around love, what it should be, how it should feel. Most movies and songs and stories are referring to attraction or arousal when they use the word love. And those feelings are powerful. Some would even say intoxicating. They can bring comfort and support. We feel wanted and included. Let me say that again. We feel wanted and included. When we find the one, we can't seem to imagine being with anyone else, and we can't see our life without them. This perception can blind us to troubling misalignment, especially if we are wanting a perfect relationship. We believe our partner is made just for us because they accept our flaws, because they make us laugh, because they share our challenges. Society often looks at relationships from the outside in and deems these conditions to equate to a good relationship. But again, if we're so intently focused on these factors, we may ignore other critical ones. Are you growing with this person? Can you communicate authentically, openly, and easily with them? Is this person enabling any unhealthy behaviors you may have? Are you continuously cycling through fighting and forgiving, but never truly being at peace? Intimate relationships aren't always a forever commitment. People come into our lives for a reason, a season, and occasionally a lifetime. Not every person we feel deeply attracted to or in love with is a lifetime relationship. You don't have to make it work if it's not working. Love is like a plant that grows and flourishes with proper care and nutrients. We don't have to force it to grow. And also, like a plant, once its season is over, it passes away. This can be a very uncomfortable conversation to have, but at the end of the day, ask yourself, if you're living a life that you're truly happy with, or one you're simply tolerating. Oof. What percentage of you is pretending that you're okay with the conditions of the relationship you're in? I'm going to do that again. What percentage of you is pretending that you're okay with the conditions of the relationship that you're in? If it's more than 45%, maybe this present attraction has run its course, and that's okay. Misaligned attraction. Yowza bowza. And I know this is speaking about love, right? However, this goes along with business relationships, friendships, any sort of connection that we have with another person, object, experience, situation. I heard something recently, I saw it on Instagram. Someone shared a post that said the reason that what seems to be a blessing or what seemed to be a strategy for getting what you wanted isn't working anymore, doesn't feel good anymore, is because that blessing is done. The grace for that season has dried up and you're being invited into a new thing. But so often we tend to find ourselves gripping onto what we had because it was what we needed when we needed it, and it's been good, and now it's turning sour, but we're still trying to hold on to it like an old banana. It's brown and squishy in our hands, got flies all over the place, but we're still trying to hold on to it because it was good at one point, because it was feeding us at one point, because it was serving us. And I know for myself that moving into a new thing has been intimidating. As bold as people would see me as brave and courageous that people experience, me being, I get pushed to that point way after the signal comes that I should make this decision. I just end up having to make these bold decisions because I get pushed into them more often than not. And I'm learning to move with grace in this season of my life and be guided with grace and to learn with grace in this season of my life and not hold on to things so long that they are beginning to rot and the floor is beginning to crumble and I have to make these giant leaps. I can instead make graceful strides. You feel me? Okay, who's here for the graceful strides? And that is also a part of relationships, intimate relationships. I had this specific story and sharing talks about a time where I had a particular partner who has now transitioned, and I also had a lover after this situation a few years later. And that's the beautiful thing about this story and the sharing and these words and these lessons is that they really are timeless. They really do just keep reminding me of my own human experience. But what's coming up for me is that I had this lover and I had this attraction to them that was like so immediate and like jarring and shocking and strong. And as our relationship progressed and we were exploring each other and exploring the world, and well, not really the world, but exploring life, it wasn't that deep. There was a moment where we were just disconnected, where I was really disconnected. And I had to really coach myself and let myself know that you're really trying to make this work. Like, this season has expired. This time is over. Like, this chapter has ended. And it was a little less challenging than the separation of me and my partner mentioned in this book. However, it was still very bizarre to me because I had been so deeply attracted to this person, and then suddenly I kissed them and I was like, I feel nothing. And I felt kind of like a bitch, honestly, if I'm being frank. You feel me? I felt like a bitch because I was like, I really am just not attracted to you anymore. And it was such a bizarre feeling because, yeah, I was just like, we were so deep in it. And then all of a sudden, it was literally like the next time I had seen them after I had gone on a trip, I was just like, who are you, essentially? And it was one of the strangest lessons in my life that taught me things can, not things, but energy is shifting all the time. And when we don't acknowledge it, it will make itself known. And if we still do not acknowledge it after it has made itself known, then things will start to get contentious and uncomfortable. But I did allow myself after that moment to be like, oh yeah, this just isn't it. But yeah, again, I know that the Instagram side of life thing has a certain time limit, so I want to make sure I wrap this up in a proper way. So thank you for listening today. Thank you for watching. Again, if you would like to, get your copy of Days of Darkness, you can go to vzspaces.com, and you can also find the link in my Instagram bio. Still working on the ebook situation. There's been a lot of different travel things and just life stuff going on, so I haven't had the time to really dive into that. However, I am working on it. It is in my mind still. You feel me? So, yeah, I appreciate you being here. And if there is anything that comes up for you from the sharing, please share it in the comments. Please, you can send me an email at vzspaces@gmail.com or go to the website and enter it into the little dialogue box at the bottom. I also post these readings on the community forum, so if you would like to do some dialogue engagement there, I would happily appreciate that, because low-key I'm trying to get off these social media things, because as you can see, they doing their own things, okay? But yes, have a beautiful, wonderful, absolutely spectacular, magical day, because you deserve it, because you are worthy, because you're creating it right now with your thoughts, feelings, and ideas. And I'm rooting for you to create a magnificent life that is aligned and loving and full of magic. So I will see you not next week, and probably not the week after that, but maybe, just because the situation has shifted with anyway. Don't expect to see me for like 2 weeks, and that's okay. I will be back. I love you. Bye.